Starfield will hopefully soon be upon us, with the new RPG from Bethesda that's being described as Skyrim in space, set to launch sometime in the first half of 2023. And as with all things Bethesda, Starfield is sure to be rich in both story and lore, with it being confirmed that players can visit 1,000 worlds and hear over 250,000 lines of dialogue. That's more than Skyrim and Fallout 4 combined. But what do we actually know about the story and universe of Bethesda's new adventure amongst the stars? Well, the events of Starfield take place around 300 years in our future, in the year 2330, and the Great Space Race has really taken flight, as by this point humanity has taken to the stars and colonized a vast number of new worlds, eventually forming a small pocket of colonized star systems in the Milky Way galaxy called the Settled Systems. That extends about 50 light years from Earth's system of Sol, which in Starfield has been nicknamed the Old Neighborhood. And the worlds humanity has colonized aren't your basic dusty rocks with a couple of habitats on. No, they range from what looks like a dusty, tough mining colony on Mars, known as Cydonia, to the gleaming pleasure city of Neon. Housed on an unidentified aquatic planet, this thriving settlement originally served as a fishing platform, which grew into a sprawling city following the discovery of a psychedelic drug that could be harnessed from one of the local fish species, kind of like space skooma. Elsewhere in Alpha Centauri, the closest system to our own solar system, lies the temperate world of Jemison, home to the metropolis of New Atlantis. Founded in the year 2161, New Atlantis is the capital city of an interstellar republic called the United Colonies, which has grown to become the largest and most dominant faction within the Settled Systems. As a result of colonists fleeing Earth for the new worlds of the United Colonies, Earth and our solar system as a whole have become a bit of an isolated backwater compared to the galactic hub of New Atlantis. The United Colonies is led by a council known as the Military, Administrative and Scientific Triumvirate, or MAST for short. Their military and security duties are carried out by three organisations: UC-SEC, UC-SysDev and UC Vanguard. It is currently unknown what the exact roles of these organisations are, but it seems these groups have been given the responsibility of ensuring the safety and stability of the United Colonies from any external threats. Things are currently a bit tense for the United Colonies, however, as the galaxy is still recovering from a bitter war some 20 years earlier. 2310 saw the outbreak of the Bloody Colony War, an independence war fought between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, a breakaway confederation of free frontier systems. The war ended with the United Colonies granting the Collective their independence, but the peace between these two sides remains uneasy. Tensions remain high, and no one knows what the future holds for both sides. Based out of their capital on Aquila City, the Freestar Collective are a tough and hardy bunch of libertarian people that possess the second largest military in the Settled Systems, behind only that of the United Colonies. Life on the frontier can be dangerous, and the inhabitants of Aquila City understand this, maintaining high walls to keep out the dreaded Ashta, a carnivorous predator said to be some combination of wolf and velociraptor. The Freestar Collective are proud of their libertarian values and their ability to survive in such a hostile environment. Their commitment to freedom and their strength of character have allowed them to remain independent in the face of adversity. We also know an organisation called the Freestar Rangers, based out of a facility called The Rock, carry out peacekeeping duties for the people of the Collective. The presence of the Crimson Fleet is a cause for alarm for both the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, however, as their growing influence has seen them gain a foothold in multiple systems, affecting both trade and territory, primarily composed of disparate pirate captains united under a single banner, the Jolly Roger. They bring terror and destruction everywhere they go. Joining the Crimson Fleet is practically a death sentence, as there is no way out other than death, a grim fate that has come to define these corsairs of the Crimson Fleet. In response to this growing threat, both factions' militaries have been placed on high alert, wary of the violence that the Crimson Fleet could bring. There are other dangerous factions out there as well, like the fanatical religious cultists of House Varun, the dangerous ecliptic mercenaries, and random bands of violent spacers. whilst some more civilized groups that you may find in the settled systems include various megacorporations, and Constellation, a group of human explorers that seem to be the game's main faction. Described by Todd Howard as NASA meets Indiana Jones, meets the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This group, based out of New Atlantis, are the last group of great space explorers, and are searching for answers to the one true question: what's out there? And this is where we come in, as the player character, who is fully customizable, is recruited into Constellation and tasked with assisting the group in locating and deciphering pieces of an ancient alien artifact, potentially forming the main questline for the game. But what else do we know about the player character's background? Well, it seems like that's going to be up to you to decide, as when you create your player character, who is simply known as the Spacefarer, you can choose from a number of varied backgrounds to determine their 3 main skills, and facilitate a preferred playstyle. The selected backgrounds can also affect certain interactions and dialogue in-game. On the screen now is a list of all the backgrounds and descriptions that we have at present. These include Beast Hunter, Bouncer, Bounty Hunter, Chef, Combat Medic, Cyber Runner, Cyberneticist, Diplomat, Explorer, Gangster, Homesteader, Industrialist, Long Hauler, Pilgrim, Professor, and Ronin. Further to these backgrounds, the Spacefarer may also select up to 3 character traits that affect the gameplay and also provide missions and items, such as an in-game home with accompanying mortgage, and even an annoying, adoring fan who will show up randomly and jabber at you incessantly, whilst also providing you with gifts. The traits we've seen so far include Alien DNA, Dream Home, Empath, Extrovert, Freestar Collective Settler, Hero Worshipped, Introvert, Kid Stuff, Neon Street Rat, Raised Enlightened, Raised Universal, Serpent's Embrace, Spaced, Taskmaster, Terraformer, and United Colonies Native. Aiding you in your starbound adventures are a wide variety of characters, and whilst we don't know yet of many specific companions, we do know that the relationships that players will have with some of them will be more complex and dynamic, with companions now capable of both liking and even loving the player character, whilst also simultaneously disliking certain actions you take, and even temporarily giving you the cold shoulder as a result. One companion we do know of is Vasco, a Constellation expeditionary robot, built by Luna Robotics. Vasco will be able to assist you in a range of tasks, from fighting enemies and exploring unknown worlds to hauling valuable resources across them. But perhaps the biggest character in Starfield we are yet to mention is your very own starship. And just like the Spacefarer, it's completely customizable, with a variety of different modules that can be swapped around, allowing you to travel the stars in style on board your own personalized roaming base. Larger ships will also require crew to man its stations, meaning you'll fly with what appears to be up to 16 companions aboard your ship. I'm not sure how fleshed out some of this starship crew will be though. Some may be fully fledged companions, while some may just be generic random crew, recruited at different ports. Don't be expecting to run around with a host of wacky alien life forms as companions though, as beyond the relatively unintelligent alien wildlife encountered on planets, it looks unlikely from what we've seen so far that we'll be encountering any sentient alien creatures on our adventures. That is unless, of course, humanity's greatest mystery that the Starfield website says we will be answering in the game is the question of whether we are the only sentient species in the universe. If so, that, along with the apparent alien artifacts Constellation are said to discover, opens up a whole bunch of exciting alien first contact possibilities for the story, where we have to unite the bickering factions of a divided galaxy to face a greater existential threat in the form of an advanced alien empire or rampaging space super mutants set to wage war with all of humankind. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. What traits or backgrounds will you select for your Spacefarer? Will you help the United Colonies unite the galaxy, or are you looking forward to raiding ships with the Crimson Fleet? Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for future videos on any new Starfield story updates. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.